Hey everyone, Chris at Northwest, and today we have a 2024 Ford F-250 Tremor in for a Carli Signature Series leveling kit with the addition of their torsion sway bar and adjustable track bar. So for a truck like this, there's a lot of different ways you can level it. You may be familiar with the puck style spacer leveling kits, but a kit like this, for one, is going to provide way better ride quality and also way better off-road performance. As far as components go, this kit has a 2.5-inch coil spring to level that front out, comes with radius arm drops and a caster kit to correct your caster to a factory spec. On this kit, we upgraded to the adjustable track bar. That allows your axle to be centered and perform as close to factory as possible. And we also did the torsion sway bar, which helps with handling, body roll, and off-road performance. As you may know, Tremors come with a lift kit from factory from Ford, and they come equipped with 35-inch tires. The torsion sway bar is a really cool piece of technology. These trucks are super heavy, and the stock sway bar causes them to just not handle that great. The reason for that is your stock sway bar is going to be fully engaged at all times just because it's on a rubber bushing. What a torsion sway bar does is it allows the sway bar to progressively engage and not engage at all from side to side just a little bit. Where you might notice improvement on this is if you hit a bump, you're gonna have that side to side jarring motion in your cab, but with that progressive engagement, that's gonna soften that quite a bit. And in factory position, it might not engage your sway bar that much at all. So if you're doing any driving on some uneven terrain, especially out here in Central Oregon, this allows your truck to ride much better, and that takes it outside of the springs. When people think ride quality, typically they're gonna go to your coil springs up front, your springs on the rear, but this is that extra step that really allows this kit to perform. With adding 2.5 inches of lift, you are slightly overextending some of your factory components, including the radius arms and the track bar. To compensate for this, you drop your factory radius arms down with those brackets, and then that track bar allows your axle to be fully centered to factory spec. In addition to centering your axle, this is also going to provide better handling for the truck, which is definitely important considering you're adding 2.5 inches of lift as well as 37-inch tires. For this build, our customer wanted to maximize the wheel and tire setup as far as size goes. We are going with a 37-inch tire, which is standard for a Carli kit like this, but he wanted to do a 22-inch wheel with about a 10-inch width. We were going to test fit a single wheel before finalizing our decision on the wheels, just to make sure that there's no unnecessary rubbing. So right now, we're going to finish up the suspension, and then we're going to go talk wheels and tires, go over a little bit about the setup that's going to go on this truck, get it aligned, get the truck out of here.
I got one over here.
All right, like I mentioned before, our customer selected the Nitto ridge dropper for the tire on this build. It is a 37-12-50-22. Part of the reason why we went with the 1250 tire in this is this tire does fall within the size spec for the tires on this build, but because we're going with a 22x10 wheel, we wanted to stay conservative on the width to minimize any potential rubbing. As far as RT tires or rugged terrain tires go, the ridge dropper is one of the gold standards in the industry. They are a great tire. It's a tire I've ran personally, enjoyed a lot. One of the cool features about this tire is it features a dual sidewall with 2 different patterns. So for this side, you have a more traditional sidewall for a Nitto tire with those square tread blocks, but on the other side, on this side, you have these more triangular tread blocks for more of an aggressive look. Personally, I've always ran this side out on my Nitto tires. As far as my feedback and customer feedback on these tires, they're great. They last a long time, they're quiet. They do a little bit better than a mud terrain tire will in snow or wet conditions. However, these tires are not 3P rated, so they're not super popular for a tire in Central Oregon with the snow and ice that we get, but they do okay considering they don't carry that rating. So for the wheels on this build, we are tentatively planning to do a 22x10 -25 offset hostile Vulcan in their asphalt finish, which is a full satin black finish. I love the finish on those. I think it looks really good, and it's a little bit different than your standard satin black finish on a wheel. We may end up going with a secondary wheel choice depending on if this setup ends up rubbing, but we did our back end research on this, and we should be good to go with minimal cutting. right, so we just finished up with the test fit. They fit great. We'll just have to do a little bit of plastic trimming on the fender side on the mudguard. Other than that, they clear lock to lock. So now that we know for sure that the 22s are gonna fit, we're gonna put those on tomorrow and get that truck out of here. In addition, we are gonna paint match these bed covers for the customer's truck. These are covers for where the steps go into the bed, and we're able to paint match these in-house. All right, so it's a couple days later. We just got these wheels out of powder and tires mounted and balanced. On these wheels, the customer had to go with a gloss black finish. Hostile offers this wheel in their blade cut finish, which is their gloss black and milled. However, the customer wanted a fully blacked out look without going satin, which would be their asphalt finish. So right now we're gonna get these on the truck, get the sensors programmed, and get the customer out of here. We're all wrapped up with the truck, just got the wheels on, torqued down. Had to take the mud guards off to get full clearance, but it does now clear lock to lock. Overall, couldn't be happier with how this truck turned out. I don't think there's anything that looks better than a black on black truck, and those full gloss black wheels really set off the look. So in addition to getting the wheels and tires on, we also got those bed step covers on. I think they make the truck look a whole lot better. I've never been a huge fan of the steps, and it really cleans up the look and adds just a little bit more gloss black to it. While I've always been a wide wheel guy, had lots of 12 and 14 wides on trucks I've built, I think the 10 wides on this really add to the look. Everything looks balanced, nothing looks out of place, and you have full lock to lock steering. I mentioned it before, but I really like the full gloss black on the wheels. I always think it's cool when you do something that's not offered by factory from the wheel company. Think of those KMCs we did on the Ranger Raptor, but still aren't like a crazy color that detracts from the look. Everything in this truck just flows. I can't say it enough. These Nitto Ridge grapplers are going to provide a long-lasting, smoothering tire that can take anything you throw at it. And this Carli suspension kit is overall one of the best suspension kits you can put on one of these new 6.7s. Once again, my name's Christian. If you need wheels, tires, suspension, powder coat, alignment, or wheel repair, give us a call at 541-749-0235 or email us at service@nwwheelandtire.com. So this allows your, man, how many times am I gonna say that? So this allows your factories, this is gonna allow the, if you are doing any sort of off-road or bumpy road kind of driving, come on. So they don't end up being a supular, that's a new one. Now you just gotta Photoshop me falling off the edge. Do that again. Hey Josh, can you turn around real quick so I can read all the services we offer on the back of your shirt? Hurry up. Give us a call at 541. It's close, it's close. Wheels, tires, suspension, powder coat, wheel repair, or align it.